Well, good morning and welcome to this morning's reflection. This morning we're going to be reading from the book of Mark, chapter 16, verses 1 to 8. When the Sabbath was over, Mary of Magdala, Mary the mother of James, and Salome brought spices with which to go and anoint him. And very early in the morning, on the first day of the week, they went to the tomb when the sun had risen. They had been saying to one another, "Who will roll away the stone for us from the entrance of the tomb?" But when they looked, they saw that the stone, which was very big, had already been rolled back. On entering the tomb, they saw a young man in a white robe, seated on the right side, and they were struck with amazement. But he said to them, "There is no need to be so amazed. You are looking for Jesus of Nazareth who was crucified. He is risen. He is not here. See, here is the place where they laid him. But you must go and tell his disciples and Peter. He is going ahead of you to Galilee. That is where you will see him, just as he told you." And the woman came out and ran away from the tomb because they were frightened out of their wits. And they said nothing to anyone, for they were afraid. What life do we seek that compels us to look in the places of death? Why do tombs exert such a magnetic attraction for us? In Moscow, people take pilgrimages to the tomb of Lenin. In England, people reverently visit the graves of kings and poets interned in Westminster Abbey. A visit to Egypt would not be complete without seeing the pyramids, tombs of ancient kings and queens. At the Arlington National Cemetery, a steady flow of people visit the tomb of the unknown soldier, as well as the graves of John F. Kennedy and his brother Robert. Who are we looking for? When Mary of Magdala, Mary the mother of James, and Salome went to the tomb, they were conscious only of honoring the memory of Jesus. But they were met with the unexpected. Concern about how to roll away the stone sealing the entrance to the tomb, they found to their amazement that it had already been rolled away. They expected to anoint the corpse of Jesus, but instead found the tomb was empty. Their spices were no longer necessary. Nothing was as the woman had planned or prepared for. The silence they had anticipated was broken by the appearance and clear direction of an angel. The time of mourning they had so carefully set aside ended abruptly when they were commanded, "You must go." The place of death had become the site of emergence. Jesus was no longer sealed and found in death. He was gone, and his absence impressed the stupendous reality upon the woman that the crucified was alive. Christ had risen. The woman and we will not find the living among the dead. and we too must attend to the angel's message. We too must proceed to Galilee, for there we will find what we seek. The summons to Galilee, the original site of Jesus' first call to his disciples, now becomes both a command and a promise. In Galilee, his presence will be most visible to us. Galilee, which also represents the place of reconciliation between the Jew and the Gentile, now symbolically extends to the world a promise of peace and oneness made possible in Christ's presence. Galilee is the fullness of community that is to characterize the end times, Jesus' final coming. We are an in-between people, a people that exists in the now of the resurrection and at the same time in the not yet of the final coming. We are always on the way to Galilee, for we are an Easter people living in the shadow of the cross. Jesus is risen, sometimes hidden, and at times wonderfully present, though not fully revealed. The need to trust and to surrender in faith is our great task. Jesus is risen. Jesus is risen. But the resurrection offers no panacea. It does not deliver the believer from the harsh reality of life's struggles. Rather, in the midst of pain, disappointment, and frustration, it offers the reassurance and affirmation of the triumph of goodness over evil. To realize the implications of the resurrection is to experience with the woman the reversal of all our expectations. The resurrection is a fear-filled experience. And that fear-filled experience exposes our vulnerabilities and tests our trust. The awareness and awe of the possibility before us draws us into prayerful pondering. Simultaneously, the power and energy released by Christ's resurrection urges us to go beyond our fears and to enter into the creating of community, the Galilee of this age and of the age to come. So with Mary of Magdala, Mary the mother of James, and Salome, why don't you, together with these women, go to the tomb of Jesus? Take note of the kind of mourning that it is. Is it totally light? Or are the shadows of the night still lingering? Perhaps your senses heighten as you call yourself to the awareness of this moment. To the warmth or the coolness of the morning air, to the fragrance of the spices, and to the mood of this group of women that you are with. Listening to the questioning of the woman, perhaps ponder your own question. Watch their amazement as the stone is rolled away. Watching their amazement at the stone being rolled away, and be aware of your own response as you see the stone rolled away right before your eyes. Enter the tomb with the woman. And follow the conversation with the angel, noting in detail your own feelings, as well as any other insights that might surface as you stand in the empty tomb. You leave the tomb with the woman. What are the questions and the feelings and the hopes that fill your heart? Enter into conversation now with the risen Christ, opening the questions and hopes of your life to Him. And I will leave you there.